What's up, YouTube? We're going to be looking at Tales of Arise comparing 1080p and 720p here when it comes to resolution. It actually makes a huge difference when it comes to, preserving battery life, FPS. It's really unbelievable. So first things first, if we look at the power settings here, we're going to be at 17 watts across the board. We don't want it to go higher than that when it comes to the APU. That's going to be more than enough for what we need. When it comes to the resolution, right now we are looking at 1080p. So as long as this is enabled and you go to settings here, it says 1080 here, but when you apply the, I'll talk about it right now. Anyways, so when we look at combat here, look at the FPS, it's going to start to drop. And we're averaging about 30 usually when it comes to actual combat. So right now we're doing, close to 40, which ain't bad. It feels extremely smooth. Have no issues there, but we're hovering around the 30s most of the time. So doesn't, it's not bad and everything. Runs fine. When it comes to the settings here, really quickly here, graphic settings. So not bad, but if you look at the total wattage, we're looking at 25, and we're not stable all the time. So that's the only thing. Battery life, we're looking at about an hour and a half, give or take, at the moment. Now, if we look at 720p though, so if we look at 720p here, we go back to settings. It will show 1080p, but it's actually lower. It's actually running at 720 as long as we're borderless. If you look at the battery, it's actually going down from what it was. It used to be, I think it was like 25 or something. Now we're hovering around above 20. But when it comes to our FPS, you will notice lower quality, but we're hovering a lot higher. Even during combat, it just goes up to like a stable 60 most of the time. So not always, but it does definitely do a lot better. So on that combat right there, we stayed around the 50s. Right now we're at 60, 55. But that's one easy way to get a little performance boost when it comes to this game. It runs really smooth, no real issues. Even moving the camera around this much at 720 looks perfectly fine, especially on a 7-inch screen. No real issues. Notice it did drop down to 48. Not a problem. Now, if you really want to, you can actually run this game, and this is where the really cool thing comes down to. We can actually drop this all the way to, let's say, about 13. Drop these right here. Click yes, accept it, and this is the really cool part. So if I drop this all the way down, FPS is dropping, no problem, but we're still hovering around the 30s. Now I could bring this up just a little higher, won't be an issue. And if I turn this off for a second, you have to do that to like reset the total power usage. I don't know why. Turn it on.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
There we go. So look at our total wattage. Now we're at 20 or 19.9. This actually allows you to actually have like 2 hours full, of battery time with this game. Just trying to optimize this so I could play as much as possible while like having the game run, completely smooth, but still looking pretty good. So just testing out the game. But if you have issues with this game, just change it down to 720p. There's not really big an issue. Sometimes I forget which one's which, and the game runs smooth. So if this was helpful, leave a like and take care, everyone.